morning, boys and girls, and happy Friday. Could you guess what letter I was putting in front of Italy, Well, it was the letter Y that makes the Y sound to make yay, yum, yiddly, yum. And it is a bit of a yay because today is Friday, and it's one of my favorite days, and Mrs. Sensabaugh's favorite day too. I'm going to read a story today about a brother and a sister that had to stay home because it was raining outside. This is kind of like what we're experiencing right now, having to stay home a lot. So they use their imaginations to think about what they'd like to be when they grow up. The story is called When I'm Big. It's by Neela I and Tim Drury, and the publisher is Scholastic. When I'm Big. Do you remember what those are called, boys and girls, when you see those in a story? That's called a thought bubble. So you can tell that the children are using their imaginations. When I'm Big. Mo and Joe watched the rain, waiting for the sun. They couldn't play outside today, which wasn't very fun. When we are big, said Mo to Joe, we won't be bored again. We'll always do exciting things, even in the rain. I might be a scientist. That would be good. I'd stay in my lab all day long if I could. Perhaps I could cure lots of nasty diseases. My special potion would stop coughs and sneezes. Wouldn't that be nice? My turn, said Joe, and I love the sea, so I'll be a diver. It's the best job for me. I'll watch out for sharks as I swim very deep in search of a shipwreck and treasure to keep. Hairdressing, said Mo. That's what I'll do. I'll need scissors and combs and lots of shampoo. Then I'll create some fantastic new styles. The line to my shop will stretch on for miles. I'd be a race car driver with a big, fast car. What a life that would be, the best job by far. I would need skill and nerve to stay in the lead, and I'd roar past the flag at breathtaking speed. The world is so big, I would love to explore all the deserts and mountains and jungles and more. My travels would take me so far, far away. It might take me years, but I'd come home one day. If I were a chef and I knew how to bake, I could open a restaurant and choose what to make. There'd be roast chicken dinners and pizzas and pies. For dessert, there'd be fudge cakes, all giant size. I've got an idea. I'll be a vet. There's nothing as sad as a sick little pet. I'd see many creatures, some great and some small, but I'd have to work hard to cure them all. I could be a pop star and have lots of fun. Then I'd make records and be #1. People would whistle my songs in the street or see me on TV and dance to the beat. I'll join the circus to learn the trapeze and practice until I can swing up with ease. I'll do my most dangerous tricks for the crowd so that, when I finish, they'll clap very loud. I'll be a spaceman with a spacesuit and rocket. I should keep a laser gun safe in my pocket. I'll find a new planet that no one has spotted and leave a flag there to show that I've got it. The game stopped when Mother called, "It's time to eat. Have you tidied your room yet? I do hope it's neat." "But Mom," answered Joe, "how can you think of our room? Moe's joined the circus, and I'm going to the moon. Boys and girls, I'm sure you've often thought of what you'd like to be when you grow up. Perhaps you could draw a picture of what you'd like to be when you grow up. Well, I'm going to head over to our little easel, and we're going to practice segmenting and blending words by doing the beginning sound of each picture. Let's start with the first one. This is a fork, that's an apple, and this is actually a nose. Okay, we'll start back with the fork. Fork. What would the word fork begin with? If you guessed F, you are correct. The next is the picture of an apple. What would apple begin with? If you guessed A, you are correct. And finally, we have a nose. What does nose begin with? If you guessed the letter N, you are correct. And now we have to figure out what this word is. Let's take a look. F-A-N. F-A-N. Fan. We all know what fans are, especially those in Miss Kelly's and Miss Sensabaw's class, because we had a fan shop last year and they were starting to make one this year as well. Fans can keep you cool in the hot summer. Okay, we're going to flip it around. Let's do our last one here. We know that that is one of my favorite foods. It is a hamburger. What does hamburger begin with? If you guessed the letter H, you are correct. The next is one of the largest birds that exists on our planet. That is an ostrich. Ostrich. What does ostrich begin with? If you guessed the letter O, you are correct. And finally, we have a can of paint. Paint. What does paint begin with? If you guessed the letter P, you are correct. Okay, let's see if we can figure out what the word is. We have H-A-P. H-A-P. Hop. It is the word hop. So if that's what you got, that's really good, boys and girls. Well, I hope you had fun today and have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.